Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have for you updated Bloodied Heavy Gunner build. I was asked a lot about it, and here it is. If you are looking for a full health Heavy Gunner, the Raid Runner build is basically a full health Heavy Gunner build. Can this build run raids? Yes, but your skill level will definitely need to be higher to run raids, as a low health and amount of gear required goes up too. Yes, you will get benefit of much higher DPS as a Bloodied. That's the main point to play Bloodied for everyone. So here we go. This update was really good for Bloodied builds, especially heavy gunners. So step by step. Special distribution be 4 legendary perks and hero legendary perks. So plus 15 to your special in total. Like, I often have questions about it. Doesn't matter which ones in particular you have. You just adjust it to have the total the same as I have to equip the proper perks. So it's not really important which ones. That's what I have. Then about those 3 legendary perks. Here we are quite flexible. The one important taking one for the team, of course, this one you want and must have. Power Armor Reboot is only really necessary if you will be running raids. Other than that, I don't think you're gonna die with this build at all, so it's not needed. Funky Tats as well, if you are going to run raids, or if you don't have a Union Power Armor and you need this Poison Resist. So what is other option than those two if you want to swap it? Your other options, running Electric Absorption, so it will be even more tanky on daily basis and use even less stim packs, as you'll be healing from being hit by energy weapons and less core management too on top of that. Second option, Master Infiltrator, so you'll be able to open all the locks without spending time pick locking it. If you want, so I'm giving you 2 options in here. Now regular perks. Regular perks, and again, one thing. I'm running a set of armor with Through Hikers on 3rd star. So if you don't have Through Hikers on your armor, you will of course consider equipping Traveling Pharmacy. So you will just swap the Lock and Load for Traveling Pharmacy. That's what you do. And under Endurance, you will need to swap something. Maybe you will need to give up on Bullet Shield, on some resistances, or on Radical. Something you will need to give up. That's why I crafted a full set of Through Hikers. There is just too much good stuff currently under Endurance and Strength to give up on it for me. So after Lock and Load for reload, we have All Heavy Gunner for more damage and Blocka for more tankiness. Just 1 rank of Concentrated Fire is currently absolutely enough. And yes, you can easily use VATS with a Heavy Gunner with the latest changes. Endurance, one of the most important stats that changes you into a super tank. More resistances. Even more resistances. Now extra AP for free for your VATS. Immunity to being blown up. Less explosive damage. Stargins to keep mutations. Bullet shield, so when you fire heavy gun you are even harder to kill, and enemies are more likely to kill themselves. The value when you are wearing power armor goes up to 30%, so it's even better than you can see in here. Life Giver, so even harder to kill as you have more health as a Bloodied. And Radical, this one so you can carry more stuff. Under Charisma, Strength in Numbers and Tenderizer, so basically more damage, more powerful mutations, more damage. Intelligence, even more damage from Nerdrich, even more damage from Stabilized. Then you carry some extra fusion cores and different cores and other energy weapon ammo batteries included. First Aid, so your stim packs when it kicks in hard. Power User, so your fusion core lasts longer and you reload your Gatling lasers less. And then 1 perk is basically free Science Expert I was crafting, but normally here, just a scrapper for a everyday use. You could, if you really need to equip those carryweight perks under Endurance and Strength, you could reduce Intelligence by 1, move this point over to Endurance, take off Radical, and equip through Haika that costs 2 points. So there is an option to incorporate through Haika. Agility, Adrenaline max out for more damage. Enforcer when you need to cripple enemies sometimes for daily challenges or so on with your Peppa Shaker. Gunfu for auto target switching and Born Survivor. There is additional option if Born Survivor rank 2 will not be enough. Don't forget the new rules apply, so rank 1 is insufficient in my opinion. Rank 2 or rank 3 is needed, especially for Bloodied builds. Therefore, Enforcer can be skipped and rank 3 Born Survivor equipped if you feel like it's required for you. And lastly, Luck. Bloody Mess, even more damage. You will see damage is crazy. Good with Salt to keep your food up and ready. If you don't plan to use any food, you are not keeping food, you feel free to swap that for a Class Freak. Will be great. 4-Leaf Clover. This basically lets you hit targets in VATS, even if you normally can't. Junk Shield. Crazy high resistance. That's over 100 for damage resistance and energy resistance for just 1 point. Super good. Ricochet. Again, the same effect as a Bullet Shield. Critical Savvy, so you can crit frequently if you choose to use VATS, and you should. And lastly, better criticals to do even more damage in VATS. If you don't want to use VATS, you will be losing a lot of DPS, unfortunately. You don't need to use VATS all the time, of course. That's mainly needed for bosses or flying Scourgebeasts that otherwise are hard to catch up with. Now Mutations, Adrenal Reaction for more damage. Burn Bones for slower fall speed, so you don't do power armor power landing, otherwise you would not even need it. Carnivore. Yes, Carnivore in my opinion currently slightly superior to Herbivore, although at the end of the day it's up to you which one you choose, Herbivore or Carnivore, just choose one. Being none is overall negative. Eagle Eyes, extra crit damage, so more damage. Egghead, so not only more experience, but better healing from those stims. I do run Empath to help my teammates on daily basis, but I can afford to use serums, so when I need to be more tanky, I don't need to worry about that, as I do use serums. Therefore, if you are not rich enough in game to spam serums, don't take Empath. Herd Mentality for a free special. Marsupial to jump higher and carry a little bit more. Scully Skin for extra resistance with small cost to action points, and Speed Demon to move faster and reload faster. And those are all mutations. Now the gear. The most important part of the gear is your power armor. And I'm using 3 sets of power armor, they all union. So they have one in common, all union. Troubleshooter set. This one for specifically stage 1 in the raid, if you are doing it, or for Imposter Ship Squad. The pieces are Troubleshooter's Luck and through Hikers on Last Star. So I can do criticals easily. This Luck is needed on 4 pieces to get criticals with single item of food. Then my main armor that I daily drive, so it is 1 piece of auto stimpaks use at 25% or less health. Then most of them overeaters, 4 of them with luck, and 1 piece with extra poison resist that I added, that currently I need to swap again. I don't need this poison resist on this one, but I will swap when I will drop the mod. And that is because my last set is for the last stage of the raid, so it's hunters with luck on 4 pieces and 1 piece with extra poison resistance. So that's my set for the last stage of the raid. As well, you can use it for Scourgebeast Queen fight. Scourgebeast Queen is considered animal as well. So Hunters set in use, Troubleshooters, Hunters, and 1 Overeaters basically. Overeaters is the daily driver, so we'll enter this now. If you want to check what you should eat, I have my video about combat buffs, if you are interested what can boost your combat ability. Now about weapons. Almost all of heavy guns will work great if it's a cremator, if it's a plasma caster. Valkyrie, a new one that performs surprisingly well. I will be using that in a moment. Of course, the king of them all Anti-armor Gatling Plasma, I do have it 4-star. I'm not sure if that's the best effect, but I'm still testing all 4-star effects. So I don't have a strong recommendations as of yet, and most of my guns are still 3 stars. Gauss Mini, of course. This one is explosive. The problem with Gauss Mini, I don't have room with this build to add Demo Expert. There is just so many good cards that I'm not running a Demo Expert. For enemy crippling, I have this cool Vampire Shaker. If it's necessary to cripple some limbs, it does amazing job. Now, quick demonstration how well this build performs. If you decide to use this build yourself, I guarantee you will be happy about it. Look at that. Valkyrie is surprisingly very cheap in VATS, so you can have what Commander always had. Basically, easy mode if you wish to. If you don't want easy mode and you want to manually aim, you can. And now I cannot because I cannot see because of the Scourge Beast, but you can. I can shoot manually. It works perfectly fine. About the new raid weapons like Valkyrie and other, I'm still testing. I will be doing a full review for each of them, so don't worry about that. It's coming. Look at the performance with this very ammo efficient Gatling laser, and look at the damage even on this Scourge Beast. The damage is really good. But with new 4-leaf clover, do you see how well I'm hitting with very little accuracy? And my health is relatively low. That's the new rules of Born Survival, so it's not kicking in until my relative health drops really low. So it will kick in soon, just not yet. And I killed the Scourge Beast with a laser, so what next would you like to see on this build? Maybe this calibrated Plasma Caster. That's cool. Some calibrated Plasma Caster action if I can get this Scourge Beast a little bit lower in here. Look at the damage numbers on those Scourge. This is absolute beast. I like it too. Look at the Scourge Beast damage. This is an absolute beast. I think somehow it feels stronger than it was before. I don't know if recently the caster received some kind of a buff. Something has happened or nothing, but it's annihilating stuff really well, as you can probably tell, with this little explosive effect. And now my stim pack finally kicked in. About the heavy burning cremator, so as you can see, it's pushing quite solid damage. Something is giving us quite nice damage as a Bloodied heavy gunner. I'm not even sure if it's all intended or maybe there is some bug in existence. I have no idea, but this Bloodied heavy gunner with this season performs really good. So the performance is brilliant. I cannot complain. Amount of damage done, as you can see. Can I get some robot with this cremator? There is some robot. Killed. There's some robots over there. Yeah, like I don't know since when cremator is hitting so hard. What has exactly happened, but it feels to hit harder than it used to. It is Bloodied, yes, and I'm on Bloodied build, but still, it seems like it's hitting harder for some reason. Everything seems to be hitting harder with a Bloodied heavy gunner in this season than it was just recently in last one. And of course, I don't even have a 4-star added just yet. Just everything is so good with this Bloodied heavy gunner build. If you try it, I hope you will enjoy it. This is everything I have for you in this video. Let me know what you think. And as always, see you in the next one.